Hi, I'm Alec Hole. I'm a member of the British Association in the UK, and this is a big neoclassic space-style rover. I've been inspired by some of my friends in the UK space scene, who are very good space builders, including Mr. Peter Reed and Mr. Tim Goddard, who've written a book. So
they've actually written the book on space building.
They wrote the book, yeah. So no pressure there, trying to kind of do good stuff, but they've been very encouraging, so that's very kind of them. And I've tried to go for a kind of studless style, and it has a few features as well. I can, if I open up the central section, so this is like the control center. You just pop that bit up there, and then it opens up like that, and you've got the astronauts in there, and they're having a coffee break as well, because can't all be just doing work in space all the time. You need to relax as well. And then if I close that up again and put it back on that, it's also got a little door there which opens up, and that lets you connect through this door here, which goes into the front section, and fell over. Yeah, the final thing the front does is this whole section lifts off, so
the antennas like to fly off.
Yeah. Occupational hazard of space. So this is like a little shuttle pod. It's got rockets at the back, and it has a bumblebee stripe, which all flying space vehicles need, according to my tutors. And this opens up as well, so you can get at the astronauts. And the door at the back lets them access the front section as well. And as well as that, it's got working suspension, so it's got some Technic springs in there, hidden away under the grey. And then the final thing is the back section, which is a cargo area, so that can be interchangeable. So this is a new cargo section. I've got another one which has got sort of yellow canisters in it and a couple of little hover scooters. This is like a big set of tanks, so if they were taking oxygen or water or something like that to refuel a base, they can carry that in there, and it's got lots of twiddly valves and pressure gauges and all that sort of stuff.
All the fun little details that you expect from a space build like this.
And a few warning signs. So pretty much anything with sort of 8 studs wide and a couple of tiles or grooves will fit on there. So if I get bored of this, I can build something else and put something else on the back.
Yeah, so it's almost like a modular type build.
The other useful thing about it is because it breaks down into modules, I can fit it in a small suitcase and take it on a plane to Portugal, which I can't do with some of my other space builds.
Exactly. So on a build like this, when you first kind of come up with a concept, where do you start building with this?
Normally I start building the front section. I'll have an idea for what I want the front to look like, and it'll develop from there. This one, the front section, took quite a long time to do because I wanted it to have this sort of downward slope, because these canopies, they're quite good for spaceships, but if you're driving a rover, the astronauts need to sort of see the ground a bit. So I've got the sort of this tilt in the design, so the windscreens tilt down a bit, but that was actually really quite fiddly to do, and lots of bits of it sort of upside down and angles and so on. There are hinges and clips and things throughout. So it took me probably the longest time to get that bit finished, and then the rest of it was the other thing that took a long time is this is quite heavy at the front, so it puts a lot of weight on the springs at the front. So I had to rebuild this bit a few times because the thing just kept tipping over and falling off the front. So that was a bit annoying. Mm-hmm. But once I got that done, the back bit was quite straightforward after all that. So I don't really like using computers. I just like to, with Lego, I just like playing around.
Sit down with the physical bricks and see what you can come up with.
Yeah. Okay. The only time I've really done something on a computer is something I built. I wanted to build a second copy of it, and I forgot how I did something, so I thought, well, I'll record that on LDD, so next time I won't have to take it all apart to know the internal structure.
Perfect. Can you talk about the tires and the wheels and kind of what pieces those are and where that came from?
So I think these are just some big Technic tires. I forget. I got them off Bricklink, so I forget which set they came from. But another thing my mentors Pete and Tim are insistent upon is classic space rovers need to have red hubcaps.
Okay.
And it's quite nice to do something a little unusual. So I thought, if they're a red gear which has an unusual shape, and this is an old gear from the 80s, I think, which they don't make. I don't think they make it anymore. So I found that on Bricklink, and I thought that would make it fitted in the centre of that wheel quite nicely. So I thought, yeah, that will make a nice sort of finishing touch for the Rover.